Hello everybody. In this video, we are going to create our backend server, set it up, and run our API in there. So actually, let's get started. We are going to start in our CIPT nodes. I create a new one called backend server setup, where I pretty much list all the information of everything we need to do in order to run the server. So the first of all, we need to create the server, point a domain entry to that server, and then go inside the server by itself. So let's actually do it. So we need to open the console. So I open my project, CIPT. I did this video in the fall 2019. So you can say you have your front server there. I have a backend server test because I already test this functionality. Doesn't matter how it is there. So let's actually just create a new droplet. Let's actually select Ubuntu 18.04. Starter, the standard plan. We go to the left to select the cheapest one. Let's leave San Francisco there. Actually, you know what? Let me cancel this. So let me go back. Let me just see this information. So this server is New York. My front-end server is New York. So what I need to do, we need to verify where we are. So I want to actually have the same, how can I say, area. So let's start over. Create a new droplet. Going to be Ubuntu 18.04. We go starter, standard, to the left to select the $5 per month. We're now adding block, New York 1, this is the section that we have. And I want my private network, IP version 6, and my monitoring. We're going to select one-time password. In my case, I will put CSH because I already have my key there. But you can actually specify, you need to specify the one-time password there. And you will receive the information. The name, I just change the name to backend server. Make sure that it's in my current project. And I create a droplet. So my backend server is going to be created, as you can see. I just need to wait a little bit. And meanwhile it's running, let me open a new console. And let me actually move this to the left. There you go. Let's wait for my backend server to end. And it's ready. As you can see, it gave me this IP address. I just click it to copy. And I do SSH root at the IP. It will prompt me with username. That means that it's not ready yet. Let me try again. There you go. I do yes. And it will prompt you to change the password. If that happens, it's okay. Just change the password as it is. In my case, it's not prompting that because I use the SSH key section. So now we know that it's working. Let me just get out from the server and I see the server is running. So the next steps that you need to do is pretty much create a domain entry and point into the server. So on the bottom we have the domains. I have my role format site there. And I will click it, an A record. I will call it the API. And it's going to be pointed to my backend server. And I put there in my TTL just to be like a faster pace. So the API that Rodolfo Roman site is pointing to the new server. Perfect. So I can use SSH root at, instead of doing the IP address, I should be able to do the API that Rodolfo-Roman.site is what I created over here. If I click enter, will ask me to accept it, to add it. I say yes. And we just wait for a minute, and perfect. We are now in our backend server. Perfect. So let me do clear. So I have it there. So now we have the API working. If doing SSH root or with PuTTY to the new host 10, just give it some minutes or a couple of hours at most. If not, you can still using the API, the IP address, to connect. So that's everything that we need to do in DigitalOcean side. The rest is pretty much here. So we copy the IP address and we just connect it. You can put it in Windows or the SSH, that's the way they did in Mac. So now that I'm there, we just need to update. And we wait. Let me do a little smaller the font. Okay, 47 package, perfect. In my case, so now I need to upgrade. Oh, just one time. CIPT upgrade. And they will ask us, are you sure that you want to upgrade all this? We are going to respond with a yes. So it lists to me everything that needs to be updated. So I reply with a yes. You want to continue? Yes. And we'll start working in those installations. So in this case, we just wait for a little bit until it ends. if we have this option about like a ping or something, always select keep the local version. So I just hit enter here and continue, and it's almost finished. And done. Sorry for the waiting, but I want to see, actually, I want you to see how long it takes sometimes to do those upgrades. That's why I didn't want to cut this section. So now that we have that, we just do reboot now, and that would close our connection. That's okay. We just wait for a couple of minutes and we try to log in again. So I will try to log in this moment. It failed. That means that the server is still restarting. So let me do it one more time. I'm there. Perfect. So let's continue working on this. So we just create a server, we update it. So let's create a user, because we're not supposed to be running with root. So we just need to create add user and put your user information there. Create a password. The password is not going to be shown, so you just need to type it. I just keep empty all this and put yes, and that's it. Then I do the user mode and give it the sudo access to the user. It's really important, the user that you already created. Perfect. And let me do a su roman b. Okay, we're able to enter as a user. Let's get out. Let me get out from the server and do now enter with a new username. Okay, I gotta type. Okay, permission denied. Oh, this is because the way that I'm set it up. Let me go back to login. Let's actually execute this section. And you need to change the permit root login from yes to no. I will keep it yes in this moment because I have an issue. But then you need to go a little bit down, and here, password authentication should say yes. It's really important. And we remove the hashtag at the beginning, permit empty passwords to no. So we cannot permit those empty passwords. Now we Ctrl X, Y, and enter to exit. So Ctrl X, Y to say that yes, save it, and save it the same file. Now we need to restart the SSH environment. Perfect. So we get out, we go to the new user, and now I'm able to log in. Perfect. Now because I was able to log in, I can go back as root, execute this one, and remove the permit root login to no. That way nobody from outside is going to be able to enter as root. Then we restart the server again, because that's what happened to me. If I try to go as root, it will ask me for the password. I don't have the password. So, but if I use this side, perfect, it's allowing me to go in. I will do an extra step. Please don't do this. This is just for set up a release in my environment and it go faster to the server and show you some of the information. And actually probably will not work in your site, but so this next step, don't do it. I know that sounds bad, but I just want to say that I have my secure environment already set up. So what I can do, please don't ruin this, is I can actually do something like this. Where pretty much I'm saving my configuration. I put my password one time. And now I have a trusted connection from my computer to the server. And the server doesn't ask me for the password. So it's coming in, but because my information is already encrypted. So just because of that, what I want to do is don't do this either. What I would like is just for security. What I like to do too is put my password notification to no. In your case, please leave it as yes, because it's the way that it's supposed to be in your case. That way, if I do my root, I'm not able to log in and it's not actually working. Oh, I forget completely. To restart. Okay, exit. So permission denied. I cannot go with root anymore. And with my arrow man B, I just go directly. Perfect. I just secure my environment in this case. Please, please, please don't follow up this last step. Okay, so let's continue. Why I keep those information in the video? I just want to show you how to do it. It's not necessarily and probably will not work in your case. So leave it as it is. I hope you have it on the instruction. So now we need to add the firewall. So we need to verify the status. It's inactive. So we just install it with the next command. Perfect. We allow the SSH connection. We allow the HTTP connection. And we allow the HTTPS. It's really important to allow the three of them. And now I just enable the firewall. Proceed, yes. Perfect. And if I see the status, it's inactive and it's allowing me the secure HTTP, my 80 and my 443. Perfect. That is working. Next step is install our server, nginx. And now we just enable it. So that means after that, I can actually go to the api.rodolfo-roman.site and I can see in a not secure nginx window. Perfect. That means that the server is up and running. The web server, the HTTP server. Now we need to install Node in order to execute our code. So we just copy all this and paste it. And we just install this particular version of Node. This is the latest version 12. I know at the time of this video, version 13 is already out. But the problem with version 13 is there is some issues with SQLite 3. So that's why we need to install the version 12. So we just install that. Oh, it doesn't catch it. So probably we need to exit and go back to the server. And we do install, and it's working. If that happened to you, just disconnect and connect again. That's it. And now we're able to do node-b and npm-b. Perfect. Next, we need to install yarn. So we install the public key. And after installing the public key, we just need to install the repository in order to make Ubuntu be able to see it. As you can see, just copy and paste it, everything that is grayed out. Now I just need to install it without the recommended, because we already installed Node, and we just wait for some minutes. So we do a yarn dash p, or yarn is already there, but not completely. We need to open the bash rc file. As you can see, I just copy and pasting. And I need to copy all this. That actually doesn't look that good, but you know what? Let me something really quick. Sorry for this. Yarn. There you go. It's not the way that it's supposed to. So let me put like escape character there, and then escape character here. Perfect. Let me just commit this fix yarn command. Oh my god, it's not doing it. Sorry for this. Let me actually fix it again. Let me just put the file backlit escape. Okay, probably this is going to work. Sorry for this, that you're looking, you're not supposed to see, but my repo is not showing the way that it's supposed to. So I can actually delete this one, I can delete this one, and more likely I can just put like a 1, 2, 3 at the beginning, and 1, 2, 3 here. Real fix to yarn, probably. And there you go. Now it's working. So all that just to you guys want to be a simple way just to take the gray out part completely. You select it, copy, and in the end of the bash rc file, at the really end, we just paste that, and that's it. We do Ctrl X, J is to save, enter. We need to exit the server and go back in. That's it. Now we need to install PM2. And you will say, well, what is that? That's new. Yes, actually it is new. PM2 is a demo process manager that will help you and keep your application online 24/7. Let me just open it for you. So it's just a way to run on a Node.js application and keep it running. If you crash it, it restarts the application by itself. What is the difference? That PM2 is more production ready. Process manager, it have a less footprint in the server, but also is no watching for files to change. So the way that it's supposed to be in a production environment, just keep the application crash somehow, just keep the application up. So in this case, we just need to add it globally with yarn, and we install PM2 globally. Cool. Almost there. Perfect. So now that we have the PM2, we need to clone our application. So let me actually close this one and let me open it. My GitHub Aroma Super Awesome API. So here we have me. Oh, this is the application. Sorry. My API, this one. There you go. I have my production ready commit. Let me check. Yes, production ready. It's already there. So the only thing that I need to do is just copy this. And here, I'm already in comp. I can just check pwd. What my steps say, you just need to clone it. And we know that for clone it, we need to do git clone and the repository. Cool. If I list it, now it's there. Let me go to the folder. I install the dependencies with the yarn. Remember, the cloning, you need to actually execute git clone. I forget the git here. Git clone. Typo in clone. Yes, perfect. Now that the dependencies are working, here it's really important. We need to just create the environmental file that we know that is not there. So we just need to create that. And the way that we're going to be doing, I'm just going back to my code and pretty much copy everything that I have and paste it over here. That's it. What difference? We can actually change the port if we want. I will keep the secret token. We are not supposed to have the same secret token. It's supposed to be something more secure, right? But let's keep it live for simplicity. And the other change that we'll have is my origin, because now I'm in my production server, not my development. This changed to, in my case, to HTTPS // super awesome API. Super awesome app .rodolfo-roman.site. And I believe the one that I have it. Let me just, in case that I misspell something, paste it. Yeah, perfect. So I put in my application is the origin that will accept it. To get outside from Git, from Nano is Control X. Yes, enter. And that will create, let me do LTRHA, that will show you my environment file created there. Perfect. So now that my environmental file is actually created there, we can start the application, or we can test it with yarn prod. Okay, the application is running and it's without issue. That means if that is successful, we need Ctrl+C to cancel, and we need to do this part. Let's copy this over, paste it here. And what we're saying is execute yarn through bash, call this my API, and execute the prod package. Pretty much what it's saying. And that, just with that, it gives us application is running. To see application running in PM2, we just do PM2 ls, and I show you what is actually running there. PM2 list, I believe it works too. and it's doing fine. Perfect. And it's online without issue. That's perfect. If we do pm2 monit, we can see a bunch more stuff for the application actually running, what it's executing, the uptime, and everything's running. And the logs is going to be showed here whenever we have those logs created. So let me just Control C to cancel. I'm missing a couple of commands for pm2, because now that we have the application running, we need to actually we need to install it. We already start the application by itself. So we need to know the ecosystem, the startup script. pm2 startup, just to know what it need to rerun. And then we just pm2 save. That means if the server needs to be restarted, or application is going to be restarted with the server. That's it. So let me just put those one over here in the notes. I don't know changes to this file. Guys, sorry for that. So after we install run the API, we just need to save pm to run on server restart, save current pm2 state. I put it like this, with, and we need to run the pm2 save. Perfect. There you go. Save pm2 and the current state, and the application is running. But we saw that the application is running, but we are not able to hit the application because port 3000 is getting blocked, and we're running the application in port 3000. So how we fix that? Well, that's why we have nginx, and we need to configure. So the first one, we're going to create our configuration file for the API. So we type our password there, and we just need to copy and paste this block. Of course, the server name should be the name, the DNS entry that you put in there. That's really, really important. In my case, I put the API. That's why it's called like that. And the proxy location need to be localhost 3000. If somehow you change the port number, that port number need to be reflected here. That is also important. So let me use Control X. Yes, enter. So let me test my configuration. Okay, my syntax is okay, my test is okay. So let me restart. Cool. Doing that, if I have my API there, if I refresh it, now I have my hello from the super awesome API. That means that my application is up and running. Perfect. We're just missing one last step, and that step is adding the HTTPS to the server. It's important, so let's do it. So we just need to make sure that everything is updated. Of course, remember, everything is with the your sudo user. So we just copy and paste each one of those commands. And we wait. So now let's add the repository for the servbot. we update again. That means that we are going to read everything that those repos that we just added there. We install Servbot and the Python Servbot nginx. We say that yes, save it. And now we can just run it with the nginx command. And that will allow us, it will ask for email. We just need to specify for email there. Ooh, something went wrong. Let me try again. Okay, now it's working that it's supposed to. So I just click A because I'm agreeing to terms and service. And it's taking a while. I'm willing to share that information. In my case, I am. And put yes. As you can see, it detects my configuration file. So I'm just selecting. I just click and enter because if empty, select all. In my case, you can put one or just enter. Not to do like everything. So obtain a certificate. Verify the certificate. And after it's finished, to get in the certificate, we'll ask you if you want to redirect. And remember, we're saying yes. So now the certificate is there. So whenever somebody goes to no secure, redirect directly to secure one. So let me put 2 there because we want to redirect. And done. That means if I refresh this, I'm in a no secure connection. It will automatically, without typing anything, send me to a TPS secure connection. And our application is up and running. So let's actually test it. Let me open my Postman and let me call HTTPS the api.rodolfo-roman.site. Get in there. If I call my post, oh, it doesn't exist. If I do API post, it's empty. So let me create one post, and I believe I have one really old here. Not that old. This actually, I'm just being lazy, guys. Sorry for this. So I change this post, and my body is going to be, remember, a post element, new post to the production server. Author ID, the Rodolfo Roman, author photo, just put something random. Remember, the secret token, the way that you specify in the environmental file, need to be there. We need to send it. Okay, you get back. Post by me. Let me just send it. Perfect. That means If I do a GET request to my post, I get both of them, post 1, post 2, and if I do the likes, it should be 0. Perfect. So API is working with the authorization header and is saving everything to the database. That's pretty cool. So I want to show something extra. If I do PM2 logs, we can actually see the API, all the calls that we were making, and it's having actually working with 404 when it doesn't exist, or 200 doing the different version. And we are pretty much logging everything there. To get up from here, just do Ctrl-C, and that's it. We have our server deployed, or API deployed. So the last step is connect the front end with the backend, and that's going to be in our next and last video. So I hope that everybody liked it. Happy coding, everybody.